Tracking time, I think, is mostly useful for insights and less useful for management or performance management. The insights are really good because that will let you know, hey, this person's spending X amount of time on average on a particular task. Maybe we can find a more efficient system for that. Can an employer be selective in which employees in an office use time tracking software like TimeCamp? Does project management software need to be applied across all employees in a workplace? So let's first have a look at what TimeCamp is. Times resource make it count with TimeCamp. This looks to be browser-based, but I assume it's got some kind of app-based tracking apparatus. Let's see where that is. Okay, integrations. Okay, let's see what's here. Okay, so it integrates with project management. That's interesting. All right. Perhaps it's pulling information from your Asana. A little bit annoying that you've got to like tag and categorize manually. Not really a fan of that personally. Just takes extra clicks and extra effort. And Asana also has time tracking built in. So you could use Asana's time tracking if you wanted to. There we go. Chrome plugin. Okay. So you and your team can directly track time directly in Asana. Okay, so that makes it a little bit easier, but still you can see here the timer is asking you to categorize time. I'm a bit against that. Desktop app, okay. Start a task. Oof, this thing looks pretty darn manual, to be honest. Okay, I've seen, I think, enough that I need to see for this app and what it is. So the short answer is yes, you can absolutely choose who you deploy this to and how you deploy it, because this appears to be a native desktop app. And the online version, I assume you would just deploy to who you want to deploy. It's completely at the discretion of an employer who gets a bit of software rolled out to them. But time tracking software is useful if you've got it running with everyone generally, because you want to see the averages, you want to see performance across teams, you want to see who's productive, who's not productive. Personally, my thoughts on time tracking software are to avoid it where possible. I think better to manage people through trust, good culture, and strong KPIs. And then they're going to be motivated to get their work done. And tracking time, I think, is mostly useful for insights and less useful for management or performance management. The insights are really good because that will let you know, hey, this person's spending X amount of time on average on a particular task. Maybe we can find a more efficient system for that. So surfacing where things are inefficient and prompting you to look at better solutions for your different business processes. Big thumbs up for that. For those who have teams working at home or geographically distributed teams, and they want to use time tracking software to like track what happens on a computer. So I guess I would call that monitoring software rather than time tracking software. To me, that's a big no-no. I just don't really believe in that philosophy. And people will always find ways around desktop activity tracking software. This looks to be the former, which is productivity tracking software. I think it's okay, but how I would improve that product or how I would want to see that product work is monitor what I'm doing on my computer, monitor all the web pages that I go to, monitor all of the apps that I use, monitor exactly which task was open in Asana at a particular point in time, and then from there, use AI rather than someone having to put the categories in manually and automatically categorize things for me. Just look at my work and tell me what I was doing. The days of like, open this task, open this subtask, choose from a drop-down, it's 4 or 5 clicks just to start tracking your time. And if you're often task switching, which we are, it sucks, but we are, particularly managers and leaders, there's just no way you can track every single one of those tasks because you're probably jumping between multiple tasks and it's just pretty much impossible. The other side to this is if you've got like frontline staff and they're doing one thing all day long, or they're just delivering a project, or they're just solving one ticket, or they're just doing one task, it's a bit easier for them to click start task, do the task, click stop task, and then they're finished. But it's still a pain in the butt if they've got to click 3 or 4 times just to get that done. So my opinion would be, okay, let's make it simpler, remove the button clicks, and then just have that happen automatically.
If you liked this video, we've got plenty more on the channel covering this topic and much, much more.